you are married and all you think of is separation as a Christian, it's a sign that you lack wisdom. It's evil to think of separation according to Christianity if you are a Christian. If you now want a divorce all of a sudden, why the hell did you get married? Marriage is like gumming two different papers, so anytime you tear them apart, you destroy them. Anytime you try to bring about separation in marriage, which is otherwise called a divorce, something gets destroyed. The union can never be the same again. We put together in this video some factors that can trigger divorce in a marriage and can even cause breakup in some relationships. Number 1, getting married on the wrong foundation. This is quite a complex topic, but let's dive in this one. You and I know that it is the foundation of every building that determines to what extent that building can keep standing. In some way, the foundation of a marital relationship determines the durability and success of such relationships. Today's marriage collapses for various reasons. Based on reasons, more marriages fail as a result of wrong foundation than any other reason. Some of the examples of faulty foundation includes a marriage without premarital courtship. Marriage isn't child's play. If you are one of those who believe that marriages do not need courtship, you may be deceiving yourself. According to Jeremiah 17:19, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Humans are complex in nature. If couples who had premarital courtship already still have to trust God's grace and assistance for success in marriage, I do not know how a male and female adults that met face to face for the first time on wedding day can live together happily ever after as husband and wife. Some of the things in courtship involves the observation of each other's attitudes, likes and dislikes, facial reactions to situations, voice and action expression modes, and so on. If you lack information on these and other necessary factors in someone of the opposite sex who you intend to live the rest of your life with, and you are looking forward for a blissful marriage, you must be a joker. Above all, make God the foundation in addition to all in your marriage and see things flourish. The second example of a faulty foundation is that a premarital relationship, so much all about sexual intercourse, has a faulty foundation. Sex-driven relationship is a failure going somewhere to happen. Sex is a very powerful force, but it is not strong enough to make a relationship work. If other critical factors are missing from it, it cannot work. Good sexual performance is not equal to a good spouse material. The character of a person cannot be accurately measured by how good they are on bed. This relationship could be driven by lust. Here, sex becomes a narcotic that deadens you to the real world. Doors on the other areas of your life are closed just to satisfy your lust. When this happens, you are blind and dead to reason. You bluntly refuse to see the weaknesses and character flaws of your partner because the pleasure of sex has taken over your faculty of judgment. This kind of relationship is self-centered and selfish. The relationship crumbles if your partner sees another person who could possibly perform better than you in bed. He or she will dump you finally. And now, the third example of a faulty foundation is that you do not sponsor a woman's education as a man for the purpose of marrying her. If you sponsor a woman's university education, that is charity. But this must be separated from the marital commitment. Don't tie your marital commitment to that. Please, don't misunderstand me. People have succeeded with such, but such people got married because they loved each other and desired to marry themselves, not because someone sponsored someone's education. For the fourth example of a faulty foundation, don't lie about who you are. to the person you intend to marry. A lie-driven relationship is built on a wrong foundation. Don't lie about your career, family, and future. Don't say, my father is the owner of the Standard Oil Company. The problem is that you will always need to lie new lies to make up for the old ones. Deception becomes the order of the day in such a relationship, and you are never sure of what to say or do to avoid being caught. And then the foundation for a lasting relationship becomes absent. For the fifth example, a marital relationship that is built on the dictates of one of the parties' parents has a faulty foundation. Marriage is for adults and not for babies. If as a potential husband, it is your parents that dictates how much you give to your fiancé, which church your potential wife must attend, which job your fiancé must be doing before marriage proposal, and so on, there is already fault in your marital foundation. Number 6. A marital relationship that is strictly based on class connection is a faulty one. Here, the couple are drawn together because of their family business, political, financial, sociality. Maybe you are looking for a guy or a lady who drives the kind of car you drive, lives in the same exclusive posh area of town like you, travels a lot, and is very rich. If you want genuine happiness in your relationship, you should look for a guy or a lady you are compatible with. Number 7. You had a child before you met your fiancé or fiancé. You hide such information and go ahead to marry. Your marriage has a faulty foundation for that. Number 8. You can beg someone to marry you, but you cannot beg the person to love you. You might have a fiancé or a fiancée who you hardly get to share time with because he or she is deliberately avoiding you. The nature of your job or business could keep the person away physically. Fine, but you notice that each opportunity for you to have to be seen together in public is deliberately avoided. He or she even hardly picks calls. When you try the phone conversations, SMS messages are scarcely replied. If you go ahead and marry this person just because your relatives or the society expects you to marry this person, you are likely to suffer for long because this person is not your spouse. Another factor that triggers divorce in number 2, emotional immaturity. Husbands and wives should be matured in handling issues concerning them. The man must have control over his emotions, likewise the woman. A man and a woman that has no control over their emotions are babies. Self-control is super important in marriage. Watch the way you talk to each other and avoid being too emotional about matters. Number 3, lack of attention. If one spouse is not getting enough attention from a husband or a wife, it can bring about a chain of reactions and can even lead to bigger issues in the marriage and ultimately divorce. Lack of attention in marriage is the same as lack of communication, as they are connected to each other. Husbands and wives must give each other attention. Number 4, discord. If a husband and a wife cannot unite their decisions, if there isn't any understanding between them, then there comes a conflict, and the conflict may lead to separation or divorce. Discord can decrease marital satisfaction, which is a key to which discord may lead to marital dissolution. As a marital satisfaction declines, husband and wife may consider alternatives to remaining married, and if the alternatives is perceived to be more beneficial than remaining married, they may end the marriage. And finally, number 5, the lack of trust. Suspicion creates cracks on the walls of a relationship. The way to eliminate suspicion is to keep loving each other. A marriage without trust is surely headed down to the road of divorce. Without trust, spouses will never feel comfortable in a relationship. Spouses may be constantly expecting the worst from their partner. Not only is this an unhappy way to live, but it is also stressful and exhausting. In summary, if you can avoid getting married on a wrong background, emotional immaturity, lack of attention, discord, lack of trust, then success will be the other name for your marriage. I mean, your marriage will be successful. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share our videos to your friends and family, to your social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, and so on. Thank you and one love.